Folks, we are live. Live from New York. It is Gamer's Health.
Jamer's Hell.
And it's Saturday night, but it's live, but it's not the right show. I will apologize for us being nearly 10 minutes late. I'm Rach Tenkar. This is Rach, my dear wife, and I had a pretty good nap earlier. So good that even with the snooze, I was slow to get up. So it is what it is. Now, my lovely hair. I know. I've been told I've looked better in certain recent videos, and they're like, "Wow, Tenkar got his hair cut and was using mousse." No, none of the above.
We don't really have moose in our house.
No, we do not.
Because we have I use hair oil because it gets dry. 'Cause the moisture doesn't always make it to the end. So,
Right.
because the curls. So, if we put that stuff in his hair, he'd have been slicked back.
Slick. What's the song? Slick, Black, Cadillac. Quiet
I
Riot.
don't know what that one is.
Quiet Riot. Okay, I'm showing my age. I'm trying to catch up with Shadow and Sons. Yes, we're all having a good day, Shadow. Honestly, it's
Thank
a beautiful
God.
day. It's the holiday weekend. It's the July 4th weekend. It is. I'm not gonna say hot as Hades here in New York City, but it is.
It's the upper 80s.
It's upper 80s, and the rain that has been threatening has not been happening. So the humidity is. It's not the heat. It's the humidity. Oh my God.
Yeah, we also had to water everything outside.
Yeah.
All of our veggies, everything's starting to wilt.
So you went looking.
I did. I couldn't resist. I stepped out because I was worried for the smaller guys, that are in containers.
Right? No, I don't blame you.
And I think a bunch of your mom's stuff is not okay. Maybe it was a arugula growing in that thing. I don't think there's much of anything in there now.
We will have to deal with such, obviously, tomorrow.
Mm.
Still a sort of rain for tonight and overnight, but
However, the sky does not look like
doesn't look like rain.
that threat will be delivered.
It looks like clouds. It does not look like rain. God damn it.
Yeah, the skies are blue, and there's a few clouds.
RPGs and more. Welcome. Climbing that mountain. Hello, fellow minions. Yes. And of course, Shadow and Sun.
All right.
Did you comb your hair with firecrackers? I could have. But if I had and they were lit, my hair is very thin. The follicles are please. So they would have gone up in flames, as would I have. High and tight. Yeah. I don't think so, man. I usually comb my hair with the weed whacker. Honestly, you know that your hair has gotten to a certain length when you put a comb, not a brush through it, but a comb through your hair, and you go, holy, I've got weed. Not weeds. I've got knots. It's like weeds. These are pulling out clumps of knots. You're like, this is something that's not supposed to happen. At my age.
When you have a lot of dead ends, you get tangles.
So
I need mine trimmed of the dead ends.
But this is the July 4th weekend, the holiday weekend. I don't know where you are, but in New York City, actually, there's a lull in the fireworks right now. Not that fireworks.
It hasn't been really that fireworky as much as other years, I feel.
Not that fireworks are at all legal in New York City. Not that legality has anything to do with anything in New York City. But Yeah, fireworks have been relatively quiet. So go figure that shit out. I don't know where to put that.
Probably like tomorrow is going to be a bigger day.
Yeah, probably.
Everybody's off Monday.
Yeah, I mean, Fourth of all, I've in my entire lifetime, I've yet to go down to the Mace's 4th of July fireworks on one of the rivers.
I used to go with a friend back in grad school.
I've never gone. I've never worked it. I never gave a shit. I've seen fireworks up in the Poconos on like designated days, whether it's being given by certain counties or whatnot, or that's fine. But make or break, I could not care in the end. Yes, they are so expensive this year. You know, you got a point there, Shadow. Everything is expensive this year. I mean, I'm honest with you.
I remember paying for the fireworks.
No, if you were setting them off.
Oh.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Just go to the pier.
I just went to the pier and let the city set them off.
Yeah, I just watch the shits, and, after being out for some drinks. You're probably calling it the cab company, and then you walk over.
Get me intox first, and then I'll
margaritas.
A few margaritas, and I'll look at your fireworks. And they look so pretty.
And they do. It's a fun way to enjoy them.
Oh, that's right, Canada Day. I forgot about that, Robert.
Oh yeah.
But you don't get the fine illegal celebrations that we get here in the States. You know, for you, it's like we're celebrating the fact that
it's Canada.
Yeah, it's not like you fought for independence. It's like kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, they gave us independence from the crown, but we still have the crown mother on our money, right? Yay, oi. So there. Okay, that's all the Canadian I can do. So, yeah, not quite the same. Fight for independence. Yeah, you fought 2 world wars. Maybe we'll just give you a little bitsy here. Here's your little bitsy. You're now independent. But you gotta keep the crown on your money. Oh, okay. Sorry. Am I picking on the Canadians?
Pretty.
Climbing that mountain. Got a sparkling watermelon margarita over here.
Ooh,
not too shabby.
That sounds gorgeous.
Before we did this, before I awoke from my nap, because I'm an old fuck, I was having some Merlots. They were very nice. Rach was being too civil. She was having diet. So. Robert, no, we just had to ask for independence. It's no biggie. It was no biggie. All right. Okay, can we be independent? I was going to say, Chop. I don't. Well, what does it cost us? Absolutely nothing. Look at that. We've allowed every other part of the British Empire to declare independence. What? But if you declare independence, you got to take Newfoundland with you. You can't have that as your own country. You got to take Newfoundland. Okay. All right. Thank you. Because, in Newfoundland, the world ends at midnight, but 12:30 in Newfoundland. Sorry. I had an uncle that lives in Newfoundland, and I went there in the 80s, and it was like the bumper stickers you could pick up. The biggest Newfie, dare I say it, Newfie joke was, the world ends at 12, but 12:30 in Newfoundland. They were off by half an hour.
I think Cape Breton up there, like very Scottish, Celtic, seaside place that has a pretty big, nice music scene and
St. John's
pubs and stuff.
St. John's, Newfoundland is the biggest place in Newfoundland, And when I say biggest place in Newfoundland,
And these Canadians are probably like, you American folks.
well, I don't know if
You
they
don't know what you have boy shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know if they count Newfies really as Canadians.
I don't know.
Okay, I mean, I remember we drove there from New York, and that included like I don't remember like a 24-hour ferry ride from Nova Scotia, I guess.
No.
Yes,
24 hours on a ferry.
close to it. Yeah.
No.
Yes. To get to the southern tip of Newfoundland, and he had like a 6-hour drive after that to get to St. John's, where my uncle lives.
How long was the drive altogether?
Oh, Rach, it was horrendously long. This was back in '80.
Because if the shit was, you had to take a 24-hour ferry. I don't think my ass would have been driving. It would have been like, oh.
I got news for you.
If we have to take a 24-hour ferry, we're flying.
All right, time out. First off, it's Newfoundland. You don't really fly to Newfoundland. It's not like there's a major airport in Newfoundland. Okay. Secondly, this was the early '80s. My family wasn't wealthy. You know, you went in your '73 Chevy Capri, and the kids shut up in the back, and we drove. So the kicker was my mother drove the last. My father. My mother drove the last part of the trip on Newfoundland, and got pulled over by Newfoundland PD. I don't know if it was the Royal Canadians, MPs, or whether who it was, but she got pulled over not for driving too fast, for driving too slow.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're driving too slow.
Yeah, I got to tell you here, you're driving a wee bit too slow. Look at that. Oh, isn't that sweet? Your 2 kids are asleep in the back seat, and your husband has a pillow and just snoring his ass off. You realize that you were weaving to us. Apparently, she was weaving like she was in talks. But she wasn't in talks. She was just tired beyond fucking belief. So, yeah, they did an escort from the outside of from the outskirts of St. John's to St. John's proper, where my mother, now properly woken up by PD, was very aware and very awake.
Oh, sure, your alertness changes a lot.
But remember, these are the years before I had my GPS. This is the years of I have my maps from AAA.
Yes,
it's a whole different thing.
And they were big.
Yeah, Newfoundland didn't join Canada until 1948.
Oh.
All right. I knew the Newfies were a little special. I just didn't know how special they were. They are still Newfoundlanders born before. Oh, they are still Newfoundlanders born before becoming Canadian.
Okay.
It was not quite a Canadian territory. Royal Newfoundland
Constabulary.
Yes, I had no idea what they were. I mean, I was end of actually that was the end of junior high school, beginning of high school, end of 9th grade, going into 10th. It was a hell of a experience. I mean, I do remember there was absolutely, when I say absolutely, nothing to do in St. John's. And we got up there. And now I'm going to complain right now, right? According to my TV, the temperature is 82. You wouldn't know it in this house. We don't have the AC going because that would make us sound like shit. But up there, we got up there and the temperature, I think, hit like 78.
And you guys were probably shivering like.
Oh, we weren't. We were like, this is comfortable. And the native Newfies, the neighbors of my uncle and stuff, like, oh my God, it's so hot. It's a heat wave. Oh my God. I'm like, I'll take this heat wave of 78 degrees during the day and
50 out at night.
50 out at night, yes, pretty much. So I was like, okay, if you consider this a heat wave, we'll take it. So now, I know you're all going, what's the topic of today?
Great question.
Great question, because Rach and I discussed this, and then we went, oh, look, squirrel. Oh, look, here's our food. Yeah.
So something we were talking about is exercise and
Yes.
how when you return from vacation, sometimes it can be hard to jump back into, your regular routine. And then also like, when it gets hot outside.
Again, like your routine breaks because maybe you were going for a walk, a long, like hour-long walk, 4 or 5 days a week, right? Now, the only way you get that walk in is if you wake up and don't look
So
at
here's the
don't look at me. I
strategy.
don't
The
wake up early.
strategy is going to be to wake up early so that this way we can get out and into the parks early, so that this way we're not heading there at the max temperature for the day.
Right, and
Not
the
that
max sun.
it's I think in the 80s, but like in the 90s when it's really humid.
Yeah, I mean, folks, you have to remember too that when I was waking, I would start my tour, my day
Mm-hmm.
at 6 a.m. In retirement, 6 a.m. is the time I first wake up to go pee in the bathroom, and then go back to sleep so I can get a second pee in at 9 o'clock, so I can go back to sleep and then finally wake up around 10. So such is the life of a retired individual. We are going to have to change that a bit for the summertime, which would
Well, we
mean
can also go to sleep a little bit earlier instead of like 1, 2. We can just midnight.
be in bed by midnight.
Call it.
It's midnight, Rach. It's time for us to go to sleep. What do you think?
We're getting cold,
We're getting old. I mean, honestly, probably not a bad idea to go to sleep earlier.
Yeah.
I have a little mental issue when it comes to cooking breakfast, and my general idea is if I can't get the oven on before 10:30, I'm not cooking, which puts us in the range of
That's fine. Cereal, and then let's go.
Yeah. However, Rich, guess what?
Your computer calls.
We got no milk. So
we have coconut milk.
all right.
You don't drink the milk anyway. You just wet it down for you.
Okay, I'm gonna repeat this.
Slide to make it go down.
I'm gonna repeat this for those of you at home who have no visual. All right, I don't drink coconut milk. I don't use coconut milk. I don't use it in a cereal. I don't use it. I was trying to think of a Dr. Seuss way to put this out there, but I can't. Coconut milk is not the solution. Now, coconut milk can work fine in a smoothie.
Mm-hmm.
It can work fine if you want to do a sorbet. We've been doing our sorbets with the Ninja Creamy.
Yeah, that is good.
But if you tell me,
we always have something ready to go.
If
berries
yes.
or I also have mangoes and pineapples that I cut.
But if you tell me,
yeah,
I need you to drink coconut milk, I will tell you in all due respect what I did I say that?
I thought you were gonna.
I say with all due respect, you know where you can go or what you can do. Because let's be honest, if God meant me to have cereal with coconut milk, God damn it, coconuts which grew on trees. Holy shit, they do. Yeah, I know. But no, that's just not part of my routine. Now we have been enjoying. What do we enjoy today, Rich?
Our Pam's pancakes.
Pam's pancakes. Listen, they're not a sponsor of the show. I'm not gonna go.
No, we don't.
Go and buy from this
We
site.
get the same discount that everybody else get.
But Pam's pancakes. I've tried a lot of low carb pancakes, and without exception, the Pam's pancakes we've tried.
They're the closest, the most. They are so
legit.
real to taste and mouthfeel of
Yes.
proper pancakes.
So you get and they cook fast, but
and they have a few different flavors, and it's fun to just have.
We initially tried we bought an assortment of, I don't know, Pim's pancakes bags or envelopes, whatever, and the buttermilk was damn good.
Mm-hmm.
And then we tried the birthday cake with the sprinkles in it.
The confetti cake.
The confetti cake. That was
those were great.
And then we tried the chocolate chip.
Oh my god, those were really good too.
Those were, dare I say it, awesome. But I mean, the buttermilk, if you like traditional pancakes, so after we tried these by the bag, then we bought a whole
big hot
tub of pancakes.
Yeah. You can't even.
Yeah. So I made those this morning, and all you do is the pancake mix and water. That's it. So I always make at least, a serving size is 1/3 cup.
Mm-hmm.
That so you say for 2 people 2/3 cup. I always use 1 1/3 cup minimum. So what I have is I have 2 servings per person. So now tomorrow, my breakfast preparation is, all right, I'll put a couple of links of sausages, turkey sausage on the grill or on a pan, and I nuke the pancakes. So you do your work in one day, so the next day you're.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't make the little silver dollar pancakes, and I don't make the size of your head pancakes. I'm somewhere in between. And in between, you get usually about 4 to 5 pancakes per person. But again, like Rich said, the mouthfeel, the taste, the texture,
everything about them is really nice.
Is like, I guess I don't make it anymore. Aunt Jemima. I guess.
I think they changed the name of it. I don't remember what it is.
It's no longer Aunt Jemima. It's probably like I don't know. Mother Wholesome or something like that. Whatever your.
Lillian had gotten it, and she's showing us. She's like, "No more Aunt Jemima."
Yeah, I can't tell you. All I'm gonna tell you is Pam's pancakes
Mills or something
are the low carb alternative to your pancake. Now, if you're gonna do that, then obviously you need a low sugar or no sugar alternative to your syrup. Because, and again, we're not keto. Okay, don't say, do you have a keto diet? No, I'm a type 2 diabetic diet, and I like things that
we're trying to use certain things to make life a little bit easier and enjoyable without sugars.
Yeah,
and it's got its drawbacks and payoffs like anything else. So, often when you and this is something that's special about pancakes. If you make certain things that are not flour based, they taste a lot different.
Yes.
And then they also carry a lot of fat.
These are protein. These are a lot of protein
powder and stuff like that. And it's very calorie dense. So the nice thing about these pancakes is that they're pretty low cal
compared to other alternatives.
Yeah, they don't have a high fat content.
Climbing that mountain, fluffy pancakes are awful. Pancakes were a lot better when we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
These make pretty flat-ish pancakes. They cook up real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll put them on a grill just under medium heat and pour them out. And with pancakes, it's always like, well, look for those bubbles.
Yeah.
I'm usually got I don't know, 40 bubbles already on a pancake. By the time I'm pouring the third, I'll get about 3 pancakes on my pan. and already I'm flipping it over. So I mean, it if you're looking for something that's a low carb alternative, now I'm going to be the first to say, going low carb is not the equivalent to going cheap, right? And we're all suffering from inflation. We're all suffering from food inflation, and a lot of times it's like, oh, well, you know what? It isn't worth it. I'm not saying that it is. I'm saying for us,
Some things are worth that expense,
right?
and then other things are better, like fruits and vegetables. Like, you try to find what's in season, you try to find what's local,
Or you go frozen. Listen,
or frozen
frozen
things.
vegetables.
Yeah,
I mean,
but things that have like a higher food value than,
right.
like Snickers or
But
Doritos.
here's the thing, like frozen vegetables and frozen fruits, people forget they are usually frozen at their peak freshness, which
Mm-hmm.
means yes, you're getting frozen. It's not fresh. You know what? When you cook it or when you prep with it, it's fresh. Now it's harder if you're somebody who likes to eat raw vegetables. Going to frozen like strawberries and berries probably isn't going to do you much good. I'll admit that, right? Frozen
Mm.
grapes.
I don't think they make
I
that.
don't think they make those right. But if you are looking for something that you can make into smoothies, go with the frozen stuff over the fresh. You will save so much money, and you'll probably get higher quality because it will have been frozen at peak freshness. Kodiak brand pancake mix RPGs and more. They are
Oh,
some
we
of the
used to enjoy that.
thick pancakes that stick with you. Here's the thing. Um,
Those are heavily protein.
they are heavily protein. They
Yeah.
are still relatively high in carbs.
Oh,
So, are they a better choice than getting some standard pancake mix? Certainly. And I've enjoyed the Kodiak cakes immensely. But for me in my current situation, type 2 diabetic, that, the numbers are a struggle. Here, let me get the numbers for you. So, um, this is me after having a couple of Merlots, um, a chicken quesadilla, my
oh,
pub
you
does,
have a quesadilla, yeah.
and a house salad. And the house salad was huge. Oh my gosh. Whole. All right, so I'm at 109 right now. That is, but you can see the peak from dinner.
Oh,
Okay, but it came down
or
pretty
lunch.
well. Late around 5 o'clock, it peaked,
Mm-hmm.
and that's because I had a chicken quesadilla, which is what, two tortillas plus vegetables,
It's a
chicken,
large
cheese.
tortilla folded over.
Um,
It's like that big
yeah, but it's actually like
tortilla folded over.
I think it's actually like two,
No, I think it's one
isn't it?
because it's got a.
Man, it's very
They
filling.
fold it over, so it's one.
All right, it's not a small tortilla.
Mm-mm.
Tortilla,
Tortilla.
tortilla. That damn New Yorker can't pronounce those words properly. Um,
Yeah.
yes, we have Amazon Fresh. We were using Amazon Fresh
Very often,
pretty much
weekly
exclusive.
during the
Yeah,
pandemic.
they
Yeah.
there's that, like for us the big thing was always onions and peppers for our breakfast omelet. Our breakfast omelet's pretty simple. Um, what I do now is I heat the skillets, one for Rach, one for me. I put in some frozen peppers, some frozen onions. Sometimes they come together. Sometimes you get them separately. Cook that up. Cook a sausage link or two for each of us. Usually one for Rach, two for me. Turkey, because we're trying to be healthy.
Yeah. And it's good. Turkey
Yeah.
is good.
So once the vegetables start to caramelize a little bit, once they start to brown or blacken, I take them off the grill, put them on a plate, and then I spray a little olive oil, and then I put one egg plus probably the equivalent of 2 to 3 egg whites for each of us. And why? 2 questions. Why not 2 eggs? I'm trying to cut back on cholesterol. Why are you not using 100% egg whites? Because it tastes like shit. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like the consistency of straight egg whites. But one yolk goes pretty far in making those egg whites seem like eggs. Am I right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I will put that in the pans, cook it, and when it's mostly solidified, flip it on for both pans. And then what I do is I put some shredded cheese in. We've been using a Mexican cheese blend from Costco. Uh, I put in salsa. I think right now it's cheese salsa,
Chi-Chi's. Mm-hmm.
but we have Costco salsa. What are you doing? Salsa is great. It's a low calorie, low carb flavoring, right? It's like 10 calories a serving. What's a serving? Usually 1 or 2 tablespoons. It's awesome. And then I put the original peppers and onions back in, fold it over, throw the sausages back in to heat up a little bit, and put our low carb bread or whatever we have as our uh, carbs. And then as that's heating, I let the omelets finish off. Now, I'm not going to say, are these restaurant quality omelets? Are these the omelets that you would get at a, probably not, but for us, they're very good.
We like them.
And
Yeah.
it fits within our um, carb count, our calorie count, and it's filling. It's a good it's a good
You're
choice.
good for most of the day until like maybe 4 o'clock.
Opportunities and more. Fair enough. I can't eat a lot of things anymore due to salt, so I get it.
Yeah.
We both are on, I guess, a lower sodium diet.
Yes, because we both have I have hypertension and you
I've got,
have
I've,
something.
I have congestive heart failure
Yeah.
plus high blood pressure. It's all under control, but I still have to watch my sodium intake. So my kitchen, when I do the cooking, I don't have any salt in my kitchen.
Yeah, we don't keep it in the house.
So um, I'm not saying that we don't gain salt from, I don't know, things like sausages or bacon if we're using bacon bits or other stuff.
We
Certainly,
try to keep it to a minimum.
but we're not going to add it. We are not going to.
Like I'll get salt-free pretzels.
Yeah, we it's an imperfect solution to what we're doing. We understand that. I will never have a perfect kitchen and have that's the perfect meal, but it's a less harmful meal, and that's kind of what we aim for. Thank you, Matt. Happy 4th to you and your daughter, sir.
Yeah.
I mean, I am surprised at how quiet our Saturday night here in New York City is.
Yeah, usually they've got the stereo cranking
and
the microphone out.
Yeah, usually we have bad Filipino American karaoke and fireworks going on. And I swear to God, we have neither. Now, it might be the threat of rain.
Yeah.
But holy shit.
Tomorrow's going to definitely be big.
Give me the rain. All right? The threat of rain doesn't mean shit to me. I want the rain, not just because I don't have to, water the garden tomorrow. But it'll cool things off. The humidity sucks because it hasn't rained. RPGs and more. There are many great spices you can use once you get away from salt. Yep, I had to relearn how to cook. Challenging but fun. I have so many spices in my kitchen now that I did not have prior to this. And when we were doing prepared meals from Home Chef would give you the raw ingredients, and they would give you like spices and stuff.
A spice bag with a bunch of different spices in it, and you had to kind of figure out what's in this bag and what does it smell like to you, and so you would taste it.
Yep, well, taste kind of like they taste cocaine on TV. That's good smack. I would
But it
taste it.
doesn't make your lip numb.
But why would I taste it? Because I knew that the vast majority of these spice mixes that you're getting are full of salt. Because I would look at the
Things like
nutritional.
the adobos
Yeah.
and the like prepared kitchen spices that are like a certain formula,
Yeah. Well,
and even these things.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even these things, when you would look at they would give you all the nutritional info for the meal. I'd be like, where the bloody hell is like 980
Yeah.
milligrams of sodium coming from per person? Where the hell am I throwing this in from? The only place it was coming from usually was the spices. So I have a huge spice rack. I mean, I'm sure uh, some people would find it amusing because like, what do you need XYZ for? Well, you never know. You don't always know. Sometimes the flavor profile that you're going for needs a little bit extra. So yeah, we did. I did. We did. I did a lot of that. But a lot of that was also Rach. What do you think? How close are we?
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have to be a perfect match, folks. That's the other thing too that people forget. When you are substituting, and this doesn't just come to cooking, right? Gaming. When you're substituting uh, your OSR system for 5e in an adventure, do you need to get everything perfectly right? No, you need to get the feel right, you get the flow right. It
And to your
needs
personal taste.
right, and you need it
in
to
the game too.
it needs to play out
Mm-hmm.
in the end in a fun way,
Mm.
in an enjoyable way for your party. But it doesn't have to be like, oh, well, this is an exact conversion of a 5e adventure to old school essentials. You're out of your effing mind if that's what you're trying to do. It's not going to happen. If you think, too, that if you're going to take spices that have a lot of salt in their mixture, and you're going to be able to perfectly duplicate that, you're also out of your mind. But can you get an effective substitute that when you and whoever you're sharing that meal with goes, "Oh my god, that was awesome." Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the goal, right? You don't need them to go, "That was awesome, but it needed more salt." That was awesome, but needed more 5e. I don't know if anybody ever said that, but I'm sorry, that adventure needed more 5e. Help me. Help me, Spock. Help me. So now, last week we were dealing with a lot of personal and beyond personal family stressors.
Mm.
And it's glad I'm glad to be beyond that.
Yes.
It really is helpful, but it doesn't mean it has stopped for you or your family or the people you care about. I mean, so it's a holiday weekend, and a lot of times, holiday weekends are they are equivalent to stepping on a landmine or stepping into a trap, right?
Yeah.
Because
Bringing back certain reminders or
how great it was 5 years ago, or even
certain people that we might not have in our life,
right,
or
or even worse, the wow, everybody else is doing something, and I'm stuck at home doing jack shit. I understand that. Hey, I had a job that unless you had your holiday as a vacation pick, there was a good chance that you were the asshole working it. All right, and that's whether it's July 4th or Christmas or Thanksgiving. Rach learned early on with me. She saw me. I was making deals. I think our first year for our wedding anniversary time, my friend, because we got married in early November, and now you want to do something. Oh, Thanksgiving weekend, Rachel's off, 4-day weekend, and I made a deal. It's like, listen, if I because that first year we had a Hurricane Sandy.
Yes.
And it really, unless you had a vacation pick, you weren't getting that holiday. And I made a deal, and it was taken. I didn't have to, but I talked to my lieutenant, like, hey, Lou, listen, I will volunteer for Thanksgiving Day if I can get off that Friday and keep my days off that weekend. And like, well, nobody wants to work Thanksgiving. And we had like, I don't know, one or two sergeants that had it as picks. So it was rough. I go, I'll volunteer to work it. I'll be happy to work it as long as I can get off the next 3 days, two of which I technically should have off. And it worked. So when we got to go away that weekend, went to the Poconos. But I mean, depending on your occupation, there's a lot of jobs out there. Military, government workers, local government workers,
Some healthcare.
some healthcare. I'm sure when it comes to things like utilities, that you're not guaranteed to get off a holiday. I mean, I learned that with my father. He worked for the phone company before he retired, and he worked a lot of holidays because you might be able to get away with one person working, but you couldn't get away with no people on the clock. Right? You need somebody to respond. So I was kind of used to that as a kid, but I've known people who have always had family home for the holidays. And when you can't be home for a holiday, family that, and this is the worst part, when you have family that doesn't understand that.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you making that off? We're all home. Why aren't you going to be home? Because I got to work. That doesn't. You tell them that you're going to be off. So it's rough. And listen. They always say that, and I worked it. So domestic incidents always increase over holidays. If you wanted to respond to family disputes, just wait to the evening of like Thanksgiving. Because you would guaranteed you'd have at least 2 or 3, and if you're working in the South Bronx on Thanksgiving night, maybe not so much for holidays like July 4th, but even then, you get people together, right? It's a 3-day weekend, especially this year. It's a 3-day weekend. The end of a 3-day weekend, people are going to get together. People are going to barbecue, and what happens? You have your asshole uncle, or
you're 1 minute you're all chilling and grilling and having some drinks, and then it kind of explodes into something you never thought would happen.
And a lot of times, because somebody decides, and I've gone by this for decades. What don't you discuss at family gatherings, at the dinner table? Religion and politics. Because nothing good will ever come from religion and politics at the dinner table. You look at your social media right now, okay? Which politics and religion are almost interchangeable over the last couple of weeks. Is anything good coming from that conversation? Is there any goodwill coming from that? I don't care where you stand on any of these issues. Is anything coming out of it that says, "Hey, let's sit down and have a conversation,"
right? Or productive. Productive interactions happening.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's and yes, drinking doubles don't make a party. Yeah, but I mean, we've seen a lot of this recently when it comes throughout the year when it comes to social media. All right, folks, I don't take this the wrong way. Again, I don't care what your views are, but social media makes people absolutists in their views, where they will pontificate upon their side of whatever the issue is, and anybody that disagrees with them is a woke piece of shit. They're a Nazi, and it's like, because somehow on social media we get so invested into shit that before social media would have been a conversation maybe at the water cooler, and then you'd walk it off. But social media means you can live in this realm of agitation constantly for things that maybe don't even personally affect you, but you get all worked up. And I'm talking about social media, but when it comes to traditional media,
Right.
they feed into that. You are their market. They want an angry audience because an angry audience tunes in. Okay, if you are satisfied, and again, I don't care. We're not talking politics here. We are not talking social issues. Doesn't matter where you stand on an issue. They don't care. They just want you angry and engaged because you are clicks, you are views, and
Shishing.
yes. So as long if you can realize that, if you can realize that the the outrage brigade that's being formed is not being formed because of any, I don't know, huge social or political drive, any real true righteousness, but behind it is we make more money, then you get more of an idea of where you stand in this larger world of ours. All right, you get things like your new iPhone will tell you, oh, do you want site tracking? Do you want to be tracked across different websites? Because things like Facebook track you all over the place. They're not tracking you because we want to know how better to serve you ads. No, we want to know how to better monetize ads that are directed at you.
Mm.
Okay, none of this shit is free. So you guys got to remember, you're probably going to be stuck watching ads, watching this shit.
Oh yeah.
Okay, nothing is free. I'll be honest with you, and I don't know if this sounds like oh, you bought in, but Rach and I, we pay for YouTube. We pay to be ad free. Now, why do
Just
I?
on your account. Mine has
All
ads
right.
all over.
Well, we watch together.
Yeah.
But why do we do that? Why do we pay for ad free YouTube? Because we watch a lot of pundits, and I don't need to hear advertisement during my left leaning comedian or my right leaning comedian talking about actual issues because I want to understand what the issues are. I don't need to be served the next Pfizer drug or the next Kraft fake cheese or whatever. You know, it's just how I am. So I'd rather put a few coins into that so I don't have to listen to what they want me to listen to. They don't care.
How much is it?
I think we're paying $15 a month. Maybe it's
Oh,
less,
okay.
but overall, probably not a huge thing.
No.
Yep. Only bring those up when you want to start a fight. Yeah. Well, at the bar, that's for sure. Certain.
Oh yeah.
Hey, charge your headset, Rachel. Zach is telling me to charge my headset,
Oh, okay.
so I can't be called on it. Happy people have better things to do than watch the news. That is true. We don't really watch about traditional news. Zach put in $2 into the pot, so I should charge my headset. All right, dude. When I get off from here, I will charge my headset. I promise you. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Headset.
And then you'll be able to play tomorrow.
Or later on tonight.
Hmm.
But yes, Zach is being a putty head. I pay for ad free everything. And here's the thing, remember, what the ads you are being served aren't necessarily the ads that reflect, oh well, I'm looking for a headset. I'm looking for a VR headset. Oh, look, all these ads for VR headsets. That's great. No, they're serving you ads that are meant to influence you. And I'd rather be influenced by information, the free sharing of information, and pay $10 or $15 a month to not be served along the lines of how are we gonna monetize you. Now remember, you watch commercial TV, it's aimed at a demographic. Those commercials have an assumption to some extent. But when you're watching things like YouTube, when you are on Google, when you're on Facebook, those ads are all based upon you. And it might not be ads that you actually want to see, but they're aimed at your surfing history, what you interact with. Oh, well, you were looking for low carb pancakes. Well, we're going to give you 17 options. Don't give it to them. I'd rather, like Zach says, I'd rather go ad free for everything. Um, and what does ad free cost you? Not a lot, right? Ad free Spotify. Oh, we dropped Spotify. We're doing
It's Apple Music.
Apple Music now. I'm paying for it anyway. But I don't need to. I don't want to be tracked. And you are being tracked. You're getting nothing for free, folks. Anything that you think is for free, you're paying for. Maybe your air you're getting for free. The distraction from ads is enough for me to avoid any media that includes them. Especially, I've always been able to deal with, oh, there's an ad on my news story on Fox News or Reuters or Apple News, whatever. I can just, all right, put that aside, ignore it. But when I'm in the middle of oh, look at this, an ad for Viagra. You know you need this. And then, 15 seconds, you're back to the video. Mid word. No, I don't want that shit. And I'm not saying it isn't a viable market. I'm just saying that I'd rather pay to be out of that market. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, better. RPGs more. I pay for ad-free YouTube. Best decision, better than cable TV. We probably spend well over half our time.
Most of the time on YouTube.
Our TV,
Mm-hmm.
year and a half old, a 65-inch Sony, has built-in YouTube, and we're probably on YouTube 2/3 of the time. The other times, during football season, maybe I'm watching commercial TV on occasions, but usually Netflix, Amazon Prime, maybe Paramount, but the vast majority is YouTube. And why YouTube? Because we get the most independent thoughts on YouTube. And again, Rach and I, we look at people that are on the left and on the right. I don't want an echo chamber. You put me in charge of my information sources, it's not going to be an echo chamber. Because echo chambers tell you what you want to hear and sell you what they think you want to buy. Okay, so whether it's CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, they are telling the audience that they think they're aiming at what that audience wants to hear. I'd rather find it on my own. And like I said, Rach and I, Stephen Crowder on the right, Jimmy Dore on the left, a lot of shit in between, because and a lot of stuff that's about healthy living and tiny homes, because I just like the tiny homes concept.
It's kind of neat. Yeah.
But so these are things.
And then mine's like exercise videos and yoga and perfume.
Woodland Goblin. Hello, guys. My copy of Swords Which Will Continue to Light came from Amazon today. I love the artwork. Thank you. Most of the interior artwork is staying. We've kept the same cover artist, but we've commissioned unique and brand new art from James Shields. And we're hoping that I don't want to call it a new edition because really the rules aren't changing, but the layout's going to be digest sized. It's going to look amazing. It's no longer just to have a serviceable layout by Rach Tenkar. It's going to have a professional layout. We're hoping to have it out by the end of the summer. Things don't always work on the pace that you'd like them to, but they work on the pace they need to, and that's part of life. Shadow. I haven't watched regular TV in years. 16 hours a day of YouTube. Pretty much. I mean,
we're not alone.
Yeah. And we'll get into like weird history shit.
Oh yeah, those are fun.
Yeah, I mean, I watched less YouTube before Rachel retired. And why was that? Because a lot of times I would binge watch series on, I don't know, YouTube, or not YouTube, but Netflix and Amazon Prime, and I would just, oh look, let me binge watch this new old series on World War II and Hitler. Rach would never watch it, and I would just binge watch it. We find so much stuff to watch on YouTube, and again, it's not. Some of it's done at a quality that could easily be on mainstream media.
Yes.
This channel is not. This channel
our set is a little off.
Our set is a little off.
We have to update our set.
But honestly, because when we do this stuff, it is unscripted. It's pure. It is a feedback to our live stream, and we're talking from our heart. So that's why we do things like this. Whether I'm doing this with Rach, or I'm doing this with Bad Mike, sometimes known in other areas as Fat Mike, on Wednesday nights. The Tenkar and Gibber, he wanted his fucking Fat Mike card. He didn't get it. Sorry. On Fridays we have live streams at 8:00. Why we do it? It's not like we get paid a lot for this shit. I mean, honestly, Saturday's probably going to be about $2 in my pocket, which will go to my co-host to buy better equipment for I don't know, the headsets and the microphones. So why do I do things like these live streams? Right? That they take up a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
We do this. It's not just me. We do this because we want to give back to the community, because we think it's important. Your feedback is important. You should know what it's like. If you meet Rachel Wright at a convention, it shouldn't be like, oh my God. No,
I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not. But it should be like, oh yeah, I know them. I've seen that. I've communicated with them on YouTube. I've had that conversation, or Eric and Mike, or Glenn Hallstrom, or Joe the lawyer, or any of these people. And I personally think that's important. Now, I don't necessarily do things because, oh, it's going to get subscribers and going to get us hits. I don't. But that being said, so I'll throw this in because we're about the 1 hour mark. If you're commenting here, you've likely subscribed, because we usually require that so we don't get hit with the sex bot spam bullshit. But honestly, if you want to help this channel in general, subscribe, hit the notifications, make comments after the live streams or on a regular episodes. But the subscribe part is huge, because it really does help us get the word out. I mean, 2 years ago, I had just come out of 3 weeks of hospitalization?
Yeah.
My vacation for congestive heart failure, and I got 4 stents, and it was a whole brouhaha. And coming out of that, I was like, I need to do something that is eye-opening for other members of the community, the gaming community, so they don't have to go down the path I went. That to me is important. And that's why I openly share. I ask questions about my health, I will say, yes, I certainly still have congestive heart failure, type 2 diabetic, yada, yada, yada. Still on a journey to lose weight.
I think that's a journey that a lot of us are going to be on for a very long time. It took a long time to get the weight. Yeah. So.
Well, you got a good compliment tonight at a local pub from our bartender.
Oh yeah.
She could see that you lost weight. She hadn't seen you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it was very sweet.
So, I mean, it doesn't take a lot to fuel somebody's success. Okay? A kind word meant, not the bullshit of, oh, you look lovely. What C word. No, but honestly, God, if you notice something in somebody's health that's improved, I don't think anybody's gonna go, "Oh, you notice I lost weight? Well, f you, go screw yourself." I don't know.
Well, I always feel bad when, because sometimes people want to give that compliment, but then they sort of shudder, like they're afraid that if they say like, "Oh, it looks like you lost weight, you look really good," that
I actually put on 10 pounds. Go
well,
fuck
no,
yourself.
not that, but that it's like a value assessment of what weight means, assuming that it means that to you,
I understand, but
Yeah,
a kind word
yeah.
goes so
And not to say that they
far.
don't give it, they just give it they find a different way to say it.
No, I know.
Your body's changing in a great way,
That's fine. I want to be system neutral in how I tell you you've lost weight.
Yeah, or
I don't want to actually say that you look
or if you look stronger in some way.
yeah, you look like you've increased your health score. Do you have more hit points?
Oh, and nice.
No, come on. I think, just be honest.
Yeah.
But what do I know?
No, I always look at someone's intention, and if it's given with a positive intention, I soak it up.
I don't blame you. And listen, we could do a whole episode on people's intentions and how they're interpreted, and how people can say the right thing but to the wrong person. And
it's so easy to.
It's so easy. Don't let that distract you. Did you know that cardio in VR is not burning virtual calories but real ones?
I love it.
Zach, I'm gonna say this
Thank you.
with all due respect. Go f yourself, but I mean it in a nice, kind way.
You got to get moving with Zach.
Okay, holy, climbing a mountain, $20. Thank you very
Holy
much.
shit!
And honestly,
We've never made that kind of money before on here.
Not on Saturdays, no. But because, listen, I don't even tell people that they can contribute. Why? And the reason is because the money is nice and it certainly helps, but we don't do it for the cash.
No.
We do it because honestly, it's what I need to do. I'm drawn to do this because it's very important to me and to Rach. But it's important to me to share my experiences and my journey. So maybe one or two listeners, viewers can go, "Oh shit. Well, I'm down that path. How do I stop that path?" Or I'm on that path, and it's good to know I'm not alone on that path. And that I think is a very important thing.
Yeah.
Just hours a week balances well into my focus gluttony. That is Zach. Obviously.
So he's using the VR like a pencil eraser.
Yeah.
To erase his little gluttony.
Yeah, Zach. When you want to work out, raise me up about 15 minutes ahead of time so I can turn the AC on in the room. Assuming the cat hasn't turned the AC on.
Yep, she's a brilliant girl.
Zach, you can insult me in racquetball. I never have to insult you in racquetball because you usually outplay me anyway.
I love it.
You usually outplay
lighting
me.
a fire under you.
Lighting a fire under my ass, folks. That's Zach Glazer for Our Guy Games. Zach and I often play VR racquetball and other games to burn calories, to get the cardio in. Cardio does not need to be boring. Does not need to be, I got to do 40 minutes on the exercise bike. Somebody.
Well, cardio doesn't mean to be like, it doesn't necessarily have to be like, jumping around and, high impact. It can also be, like dancing or you're walking or even like the TRX can be cardio too because
it's cross training.
You're using multiple body parts and getting your heart rate up, and that's all you need to
do. Climbing a mountain, yes, we do use Oculus. Zach got me to buy one. I don't know. year and a half ago,
Yeah.
something like that. And
I've never tried it.
I was on the fence. Rach tried the prior, yeah, actually, you haven't really tried it.
Mm-mm.
She had tried the prior VR uh, toys.
Well, there was like a VR headset that you put your phone in the front and you put it
Yeah.
on.
Oh
And
my
like,
god. Yeah, it was.
it's too heavy, not comfortable.
Yes. When I nag Eric, I used the Quest 2. So wait a second. You use another VR? Sometimes
What does
prefer
that mean, Quest 2?
the Quest 2 is what we have.
Oh,
All right. See, Mr. Glazer is causing troubles. Got to take him into the back and beat him with a wet noodle. Or something like that. I don't know. Maybe some pasta. Put his face in pasta. He'd probably like that. But I mean, and Rach married me, so she knows what you. This I'm no different here on these live streams, especially with Rach, than I am off these live streams, especially with Rach. It's just you need to enjoy life. You need to experience life. You need to be happy with life in order to improve your life. If you are so unhappy with where you are that you can't see a way out of it, you need to start digging up and climbing out. And I have no secret method for that other than realize you're not alone. And that's part of what we try to do on Saturday nights is
right, to be open to other people and their
yeah.
experiences and just try to keep doing, or just not try, but keep doing.
Yeah. So, I mean, on Thursday nights, I just that's not on this channel whatsoever. 9 p.m. I hang out with members of the Tavern's Discord community. We hang out in the Speakeasy channel. That's 9 p.m. on Eastern Time on Thursdays. And we don't do that because, we're going to talk inside baseball. Or we're going to talk game theory. We talk whatever bullshit we want to talk about because it is to release from a prior week of whatever and to bond. And for some people, they don't get an opportunity to get outside. You need the ability to have these conversations.
To connect.
It's huge. And I give Rach a lot of credit because she's been very encouraging in me keeping this going. Even when I go, things like, I could skip this week. Well, it's like, what? She allowed me to skip because I was at North Texas. But otherwise, she's pretty strict because it is beneficial for
Well, there
the
are some
community.
people that really kind of need it. Not need it. For some people, that's their only outlet.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, there's a huge conversation on the Quest 2 going on in the chat. Swords of Witchery has no set game world or continents, right? Yeah. Woodland Goblin. Next year, early 2023 at this rate. I commissioned none other than Jane Spawn to work on a micro setting and some adventures for me. And what should have been about, I don't know, 5,000-6,000 words is now like 20,000 or some shit like that.
Dang.
It was supposed to be a stretch goal for the new edition or digest-sized edition of Swords of Witchery Continual Light, which is now just Continual Light. But it became so big, it's going to have to be its own project. Now, if you want to get a world that was kind of developed with Swords of Witchery in mind, the Lost Lands from Frog God Games would be that world. But any world would work with it. But if you're talking Continual Light, we'll have our own micro setting out in about 6 months. Um, I don't understand what that statement says there, Zach. And June, he's like, outside the maybe it's the firemen come for my water because it's so damn hot. You're causing troubles there. Oh,
Oh,
now the
here we
fireworks.
go.
Now
There
the
we go.
fireworks are hitting.
Oh, it's gonna be pretty. Some of them we see, it's a little more distant right now.
Yeah. So, like I said, continual light. The layout is it's almost all it's laid out, but we got a few changes to the actual text we got to do. So I'm thinking that we're probably looking at late summer. I don't think it's gonna hit Zine Quest, but that's okay. And then 4 or 6 months after that, we'll have James Bond's micro setting. It's amazing. If you've ever seen any of James's work, holy shit, literally. But well done stuff. See, Zach, when you can't spell, you confuse the rest of us. It makes my head hurt, and I don't like my head hurting. If I wanted people to misspell, I would just go to the Dungeon Hobby Shop. Or did I say that out loud?
Absolutely.
All right, make me sure. Because we all know how great things are. If all you can use is Grammarly to change to a spell check. So not because we don't love you. Some of you we do. But we like everybody who's here in the live stream because you really are huge supporters. And I can't thank you all enough for tossing a few coins into our tip basket.
Thank you.
But you can't tell it, but Tenkar is all sweaty because we can't sit in this room with the AC going and actually have a conversation. It doesn't work. So we are currently not AC.
Maybe it will do when we change it out.
Maybe. We'll see if it's quieter. So, folks, I'm going to just say a few quick notes. As always, we're in the midst of the world of COVID. Use your common sense. We're not your parents. We're not going to wipe your ass. We're not going to clean your nose. Screw that shit. Use your common sense. If you're not subscribed, why? Seriously, if you're doing the live streams and you're not subscribed, you're out of your mind. You want to interact with us, you want to ask questions, you want to comment, you need to subscribe. Do so. When we hit 15,000, we're knocking on 1,500.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, really setting sights high.
It's a hell of a goal.
When we hit 1,500, we're just short of 1,400. We are going to do some giveaways with some drive-through RPG gift certificates. They're always fun. They're always profitable for whoever gets them. Get some good shit. So, and I like drive-through stuff because it's usable anywhere throughout the world. So that's the game plan. I'd like to see it before the end of the month. So we got 30 more days to go. Let's get us there, please. Perhaps, maybe. Otherwise, be safe, be well, God bless. Roll those dice, roll them well. Take good care. We are mostly Rachel fans, honestly. Thank you, Zach. I do appreciate that.
Go, Zach.
RPGs and more. Peace be with you also. I gotta say, it's been a long time since I've gone to a physical mass. Might have to change that.
Peace be with you.
And
with your spirit.
I don't like the revision for the Catholics. I'm sorry. All right, folks.
I don't think they consider it a revision anymore.
I don't care. It's a revision.
It
always was.
It's the thing now, like.
It always was. You just didn't know. Gosh darn it. It'll get try to stay cool. All right, folks. Thank you.
Bye.